Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luke. I am an attention artist. And one of the things I'm very passionate about doing is shifting people's attention around in a way that will create space for insight. I love doing it with magic. I love doing it with art. I love doing it with photography, tons of different things. But finding that way to see the world differently is something that I'm super passionate about. And one of the things I've really been kind of looking to see and find within my own life is when we find an insight, when we find a new way of seeing something, when we see something fresh, something that changes the framing and changes the perspective of how we interpret that person, that thing, that circumstance. So really, if we take our progress or I would say momentum, maybe not even momentum, but like time, on the horizontal axis, and then the vertical axis is actually our consciousness. If we have a goal that we want to get to, say, I'll just put a box here, so it's, this is our goal. Maybe it's a new career path, maybe it's a new skill you want to learn, maybe it's a new way of being, a new thing you want to do for your business, maybe it's a different way of parenting, whatever it is for you. So when we're down here and we're going towards our goal, there are things that get in the way, and I will just draw what looks like little trees, kind of like broccoli, I guess. Nobody likes broccoli. This is like my Bob Ross moment. We're just going to put a little tree here. Put a little tree there. Put another little tree here. So when we go towards our goal, there are things that are in the way that stop us from getting to the goal. We're trying to get around it. We're trying to get through it. We can't see the forest from the trees. That's why I put little trees. We can't see the forest from the trees. We see there's a problem. We see there's an obstacle getting us to the goal. Now, if we raise our consciousness, we ask better questions. We use different language. We try to get a different opinion than our own. When we raise our consciousness, and now we're playing the game up here, the perspective of our problem will change. The relationship to our problem will change. And it could even be the relationship to our goal changes as well. It might even be easier to access the goal than it is before. So when we change our conscious awareness, our perspective of everything changes. On the ground level, you see the cars. If we think of this, if we're on the ground level and we see a car, that is a horrible car. But if we see a car, it looks like a front view. If we're in an airplane and we see the car, you see a road and it just looks like little dots. Our perspective completely changes. All the tall buildings, everything doesn't seem like a big deal. It's like, oh, all that's happening down there. We feel like we're on a different level above the problem. Same kind of thing when we ask a better quality question. We use different language, ask different questions, and we get a different quality of response. Just like Albert Einstein said, we can't solve a problem on the same level of thinking or the same level of consciousness that got us there. We have to raise our consciousness to ask new questions, to see a new perspective. But then in that, our relationship to the problem changes, our relationship to the goal can change. It can actually be where our goals are actually closer than we think that they are, but we just needed some kind of different perspective to see that as well. So you might be asking yourself, well, how can we raise our consciousness around a certain problem or a certain thing? And one of the easiest ways to do it, again, I don't have all the answers, but just from my life experience, one of the easiest ways to do it is to start asking a better quality question and frame it more in the positive, right? So say you do not like to do the dishes after you cook. Instead of saying like, oh, I wonder like how long will the dishes take me, or doing the dishes are so annoying, or any of the internal monologue stuff that we say, is actually framing it in a negative experience. Whereas if we ask questions like, I wonder what random thoughts I'll come up with while I'm doing the dishes, or I wonder how quickly I can do the dishes to get on to something else, or, something to the effect of, I wonder what insight is going to pop into my head randomly while I'm doing the dishes. I wonder what audiobook is going to come to mind that I haven't listened to in a while that I'll think of while I do the dishes. I wonder who I'm going to think about while I do the dishes that I haven't really talked to in a long time, and I should send them an email or a text. All these things are just different quality questions that will raise the consciousness, raise your awareness around it.